15 Things You Didn't Know About Ben & Jerry. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by alux.com. Today we're revealing some interesting and surprising facts about Ben & Jerry's. Although it's known as Ben & Jerry's, the company's full name is Ben & Jerry's Homemade Holdings, Inc. They are known for their frozen yogurts, ice creams, and sorbets. The company was established in 1978 in the United States in Vermont, and it was its own company until the year 2000, when it was sold to the company Unilever. Its headquarters, however, are still in Vermont. The company was founded by Jerry Greenfield and Ben Cohen, who took a $5 class on how to make ice cream. When Cohen and Greenfield sold the company to Unilever, it was for millions. The two are, moreover, famous for being hippies. It's a great company that changes lives and the way small businesses work. The great thing about these two friends is they show just how easy it is to make a dream come true, to turn pennies into billions with just a little courage and creativity. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. We are inspired by Ben & Jerry's work ethic, morals, and ambition. So, let's take a closer look now at this company with the 15 things you didn't know about Ben & Jerry's. Number 1. They were going to sell bagels. When the two best friends, Jerry and Ben, started the company, they originally thought they may start up a bagel shop, but because the machinery for making bagels was so unaffordable, they decided to go for ice cream, and it sure is a good thing they did. Though we have a feeling that with their talent, passion, and business savvy, they would have succeeded with a bagel business too. Ben & Jerry's is famous for their chunks. Chunky Monkey, Jerry Garcia, chocolate chip cookie dough. And the reason they came up with this chunky angle is due to Cohen's dulled sense of smell. So, the two friends decided to buy a gas station and turn it into a creative, chunky ice cream heaven with flavors that are now enjoyed all over the globe. Number 2. Ben & Jerry were arrested. Ben & Jerry's is monumental in terms of political action, as the company led a campaign entitled Your Hands Campaign, which attempted to get people to take part in an equal democracy. They additionally gave money toward Democratic candidates, including Bernie Sanders, Barack Obama, John Edwards, and Dennis Kucinich, thus keeping true to their hippie principles. In 2016, there was even an ice cream called Bernie's Yearning. There was, moreover, a Stamp Stampede campaign that worked to put messages on the constitutional amendment to help decrease the influence that some private companies have on the government. This got so extreme that both Cohen and Greenfield were arrested in 2016 in Washington, D.C. Number 3. Ben Cohen dropped out of college. Ben Cohen actually embarked upon his college years at Colgate University, though he didn't stay long. Between his first and second years of university, he served ice cream from a truck. It was after the second term of his second year, he decided to leave college and move. In 1971, Ben Cohen went to Skidmore College, and there, he took art classes. It wasn't until 1977 that he decided to start his own business, and we're glad he did. Jerry Greenfield was 27 years old when he started Ben & Jerry's. It only took a short amount of time for the company to grow popular, and it only took 5 years for them to begin expanding. Currently, Greenfield is the president of the trustees for the Ben & Jerry's Foundation, and he is active in what is called the Institute for Sustainable Communities. They made a 27,102-pound sundae. When the two friends had their one-year anniversary of having opened their shop, they celebrated with Free Cone Day. This meant free ice cream for everyone all day. This wasn't a one-time thing either, as Free Cone Day continues all over the world every year for their anniversary. This is partially how the franchise developed. Free stuff pays off. Another fun thing Ben & Jerry's did was to build the biggest ice cream sundae. The sundae weighed in at 27,102 pounds. They even went one step further to begin a mobile home, which they used to distribute free ice cream, though the mobile home actually burned down. It was these kinds of gimmicks that really brought them success, as the world loves free ice cream and on-the-go giant sundaes. Who wouldn't? Number 5. They're worth $58 billion. In 2000, Ben & Jerry sold their company to Unilever, a European brand, for $326 million, but they walked away with over $10 million each. Although they had no standing in the company officially, they're both active in Ben & Jerry's and help out, and they have a net worth now of $58 billion. However, they're not selfish with their money. In fact, they actually give about $2 million to charitable foundations in Vermont. They are interested in keeping to their leftist ideas by promoting the environment and thinking about where their money is going. This means that even though they have billions, they don't spend it only on meaningless items. They contribute to society, which makes not only their product valuable, but them as people valuable as well. Number 6. Acquiring capital was their greatest challenge. Although the two may seem as though their journey was effortless, the truth is they had a challenging time opening the store. When asked what their greatest problem was at the start, Jerry Greenfield replied that it was money. That, of course, didn't stop the two friends. This is how they decided they needed to be selling in bigger quantities. They decided they would actually have to use a truck in order to hold everything and keep it cold. And eventually, they realized they would have to sell it to shops. Number 7. They found weed killer in the ice cream. Ben & Jerry's has always had a reputation of being a great company. However, it wasn't that long ago that an association found glyphosate, weed killers, in the ice cream. However, Ben & Jerry's isn't the only one this happened to, as Cheerios and Ritz have also had these traces in their foods. The association explained that 10 out of 11 samples of the ice cream had this glyphosate. Number 8. Ben & Jerry's support Black Lives Matter, though this can be problematic. In 2016, Ben & Jerry's posted a controversial tweet about Black Lives Matter in support of the movement. Black Lives Matter is an international group that stands against racism and racial violence, which began in 2013 after the George Zimmerman case, which involved the killing of an African American teen. The United States is split about the movement, as several do not support the group. However, Ben & Jerry stood up and demonstrated their support with a tweet that read, "Black Lives Matter. Choosing to be silent in the face of such injustice is not an option." This was followed by a long message about racism and the request for others to join the movement. Number 9. The waffle cones have 300 squares. How many squares do you think are in a little waffle cone? If you guessed 300, you might be right. Most people didn't know you could fit so many little squares into a waffle cone, but it is definitely true. The reason for these squares is not only aesthetic, it's because each of them maximizes the quantity of ice cream that can be held in a cone. They also have a little grid at the bottom, because it's much more difficult to squash the cone when you're holding it when you have that grid. This was all figured out in 1904, when they began making ice cream cones with a coal fire. They would coat them with sugar after this and then roll them, allowing people to hold them with their hands. Number 10. Jerry wanted flavor, and Ben wanted texture. Though Ben & Jerry couldn't have made the company work without one another, they did get into one fight in the beginning. This is because Ben was interested in chunks and texture, while Jerry really wanted the flavor and not so much texture. They argued and argued, but they remained friends and came up with a good compromise. This was partially due to their friendship based on being nerdy. Nerdiness, it seems, can pay off. To this day, they are great friends, and they're also billionaires. So if you want to check out some more friends who got rich together, click in the upper right-hand corner to watch our video of the 15 things you didn't know about the Winklevoss twins. Number 11. They have a new Moophoria ice cream flavor. Ben & Jerry's came out with a new flavor called Moophoria in February 2018. This has vanilla, chocolate, and caramel, but it has very few calories, ensuring that people stay healthy and happy. The flavor has chocolate milk and cookies and caramel, with shortbread cookies and salted caramel, and has some peanut butter cookie dough on there too. It was made from organic milk and cream as well, and is not as unhealthy with chemicals, and it has far fewer calories than its average ice cream counterpart. This is sure to keep the company growing as it stays up with the health trends. Number 12. They're non-GMO. Ben & Jerry may be billionaires, but they believe in more than just making money. Firstly, their products are good, and they make ice cream for all varieties of customers. Those who like the real stuff, those who like the fruity sorbet, and those who are interested in low-fat organic ice cream. In 2015, Ben & Jerry's began looking at values-led sourcing and now uses all non-GMO products. Everything the company uses is fair trade and from poorer areas to ensure that farmers from all over the world who are suffering can get some money too. Number 13. They get into pop culture. Here are some of the flavors that reference pop culture you may not have known about. Liz Lemon Greek frozen yogurt, based on 30 Rock's Liz Lemon. There is Imagine World Peace, which is a callback to John Lennon's Imagine. They do a Willie Nelson's Peach Cobbler based on the country star. Festivus is based on a Seinfeld episode, and Late Night Snack on a musical skit by Jimmy Fallon. Monty Python is based on Monty Python, and Dave Matthew Band's Magic Brownies? Well, you could probably guess. What would you name yours? Number 14. 1 million moms were angry at the company. There's one consumer advocacy group that asked the company to cease labeling themselves as being natural because they do, the group insisted, use chemicals such as corn syrup. Then, when Ben & Jerry's released a Sweaty Balls flavor, a group called 1 Million Moms were upset because the name was racy. This got a response from the actor Alec Baldwin on Saturday Night Live, who joked about them naming an ice cream called Go Fudge Yourself. The moms weren't so happy. Number 15. They made Save Our Swirl to bring social awareness. Ben & Jerry supports a lot of causes, like marriage equality, along with campaign finance reform, and its new flavor that is concerned about bringing awareness to climate control, which is called Save Our Swirl. Ben & Jerry's has been working to watch their own climate control footprint and is attempting to make a social impact. In fact, they had a summit in France in 2015 for climate change, which was helped by this new flavor, because sometimes all you need to do is bring awareness. Now that you've learned some more about Ben & Jerry's, we'd like to know, what would you name a flavor, and what would you have in it? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact just for you. Ben & Jerry's used to have a policy that stated that no employee's pay should surpass 5 times that of an entry-level employee. However, when Ben Cohen resigned as chief executive officer back in 1995, this policy ceased. Thank you for spending some time with us, A-Luxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an A-Luxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.